isn't Family Guy funny anymore? Well, to answer that, we need to go back to the beginning.
The very beginning.
Seth MacFarlane studied art at the Rhode Island College of Art, or something like that. He ends up throwing together this cartoon called Larry and Steve, which would later be the inspiration for Brian and Peter Griffin.
Wow, a dog that speaks English. What?
Peter Griffin's accent and general persona would actually be based off of some fat security guard that Seth met in these days. And many of his characters would be inspired from his life experiences, like Quagmire, who's based on the old voices you would hear on radio in the 50s, or whenever in ancient history that was before TVs existed. Anyway, we're still in ancient history, and Seth puts forth the first season of what would become one of the most popular animated television shows in history, Family Guy, on January 1st, 1999.
Ah, jeez, did I just hit that ostrich? No. Are you sure?
Yeah, he's fine. Keep going.
These first seasons are watchable, but undeserving of any kind of major recognition among the all-time great TV series. And then, you'll never guess what, Family Guy got canceled.
Everybody, I got bad news. We've been canceled.
Oh no, Peter, how could they do that?
Well, unfortunately, Lois, there's just no more room on the schedule. We've just got to accept the fact that Fox has to make room for terrific shows like Dark Angel, Titus, Undeclared, Action, That 80s Show, Wonder Falls.
Is there no hope?
Well, I suppose if all those shows go down the tubes, we might have a shot.
Not like Today canceled, where you get called out on Twitter or something. You've got attached to, and you've attached your value so intimately to social media that being ousted by it feels like your own beloved mother condemning you for your behavior for all eternity. I mean, literally, Family Guy got canceled after 3 seasons by the network. But will you just chill out for like 15 seconds? They brought Family Guy back. But this time, Seth had begun other projects, like the wildly less successful American Dad. From this point until today, Seth has had only a small hand in the writing of these episodes. Primarily, his role in Family Guy has been voicing his iconic character. The next 7 seasons or so would be among the greatest ever.
Excuse me, do you know how to get to town?
Yeah, it's back the way you came.
Brian? This feels weird.
Hit the button.
Chair.
Say something other than chair.
What if I can't think of anything?
You can pass.
How do I pass?
Just say it.
Say what?
Say pass.
Chair.
Anyway, seasons 10 through 17 were high quality humor, but with each passing season, the content has become a little less hilarious. As with most entertainment today, as budgets went up, quality went down. Family Guy, as from a strictly visual artistic perspective, has come leaps and bounds from its earliest seasons. The colors are bolder and the shadows are more evident and precise, but the jokes are no longer funny. And I know Family Guy has never been one for a terribly complicated storyline, but the stories as well have just become less interesting. Yeah, and that takes us to modern day. The latest episode has just dropped. Season 22, episode 1. Are you ready to laugh?
All right, let's stick it to the British and throw this tea overboard.
How about this Earl Grey?
Okay, you know what? Let's keep the Earl Grey. We all have to have breakfast, right?
Here goes the chamomile.
No, you throw that out, you're throwing my good night's sleep away.
How about this throat coat with echinacea?
Okay, you guys are gonna hate me, but we're coming up on cold and flu season, and I just think that would be irresponsible.
Well, what about...
You know what? Let's just boil some water and write him a strongly worded letter.
That's not to say that it's impossible to make me laugh anymore.
Well, team, I tried meth. All right, guys, looks like I'm really liking meth.
I don't know why, but that joke makes me happy. Back to the TW joke. Who are we making fun of? Seriously, who is the butt of this joke? Stray? The soldiers from the Revolutionary War? I'm not sure there's enough of them around to really care. The British? People who like tea? Seriously, this joke has no audience. This season 21 episode was really hard to watch for me.
Everybody look! Up in the sky, it's a bird! It's a plane!
I'm proud to inform you that to this day I have never downloaded TalkTalk, and I will be butchered and turned into a Joshua Souffle before I provide the dimensions of my innards to the evil wizards living in the TikTok app. There's something painfully unfunny about watching old people make fun of Gen Z things. Like, I watched them do it to the millennials 10 years ago, and I actually believed that the millennials were dumb. The reality is there's dumb people in every generation, and we're all just punching up and down at each other because of how insecure we are about ourselves. Alright, last one. Family Guy used to be pretty offensive, and that was funny.
Man, this trip is dangerous. Couldn't we have just taken a bus?
Black guy.
I'm Drunky, the Dakota University mascot. Look how drunk I am! This is important for sports!
Might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Today the writers what? Today the writers confuse offensive humor with overly political commentary. I found the Donald Trump episode funny at parts, but it seemed like the broader point they were trying to make is about their stance on the then president, instead of just making fun of Republicans and Democrats because it's funny.
I wrote that one.
Family Guy needs to cut their VFX budget in half and give the rest of that money to the writing team. They need to tell jokes that make a Twitter mob come after them, and their jokes and stories need to have a point. Why isn't Family Guy funny anymore? Drop a comment, you worm, and bye!